supposed to learn from Sandipani Muni. There, Krishna is compared also like the ocean of knowledge. And Sandipani Muni, who instructs him, acts as a guru, is really the cloud who gives back to the ocean Krishna what he has taken from the ocean. It's a very traditional example, very old example, which makes a point. It is not possible for all people to go to the ocean, nor is it possible to drink the ocean water. It is salty. We humans require sweet water. So, without the cloud, the people and lands would not be able to survive. The cloud is important to distribute the ocean water. In the same way, it is not easy for a conditioned soul to approach God directly. But by the intermediate function of the Guru, not the Guru, a very special Guru, Srila Prabhupada, the ocean of Krishna consciousness has been taken by him. He has traveled and brought this knowledge to all. It's not just knowledge, it's a way of life, it's a devotion and all this. He has brought this. The source is Krishna, but the distributor is Srila Prabhupada. So, for all of us, it is important, and I hope that more and more of our guests will be able to leave the horizontal position and quickly join us. I think it will become quite full. Yes, let us go now into the ceremony. Please, as you observe the ceremony, please be fully present there. Think about your own relationship to Srila Prabhupada and how you might increase it, how you might stabilize it, etc. And in this way, Vyasa-puja will remain perhaps one of the highlights of the festival. I wish you a wonderful Vyasa-puja festival. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we start by acknowledging Prabhupada and then offering him the books of glorification. There's an English book, international book, and there is even a book composed just with offerings from our Yata from Germany. Hare Krishna.
Samsaradogo Naralidadogo Guru
Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll now start with the reading of the different offerings, and also one announcement. The devotees preparing the wonderful feasts for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, and if some of you also would like to cook something, you can do that in the pizzeria. There's this kitchen, and everyone is invited to cook for Srila Prabhupada. And there is a live stream. You can also listen to what's going on here in the temple. So the offering will be at 12:45. So till 12:45 we have time to go to the kitchen and prepare something. Everyone is invited to cook for Prabhupada. So that's just an announcement from the Pachari side. So please do consider to offer some service to Prabhupada in this way. So on the program we will now, different devotees will read their offerings to Srila Prabhupada, glorification. Then later we have more kirtan. Then of course Prabhupada will be brought on this side, and we will have the Abhishek, the reading ceremony of Srila Prabhupada. Then there is the Bhoga offering, there will be Guru Puja, kirtan, and finally Pushpanjali, and then of course Prashad. So that's the orientation. And yes, we start with the first reading, and I would like to request His Holiness Sachinanda Raj to read his offering to Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna, before I start, I would like to introduce this part of the program also. And during Prabhupada's stay with us, when he was with us, on this day, he would ask the devotees, his disciples, to express what they had learned from him as an offering of gratitude, giving back, so to say, what they had received. And he would sit for as long as it took to hear. And from this custom, this program has come, which we do since I don't know, 60 years, or how long is it back? 60, 70 years or so. The disciples are glorifying Prabhupada. Now, because there are not so many of us around, time is also there, and souls come and go. So therefore, we have opened this, obviously, to all the members. that's not the main reason. The main reason is that all members are feeling themselves directly related and connected to Srila Prabhupada. So I will read two types of offerings. One the official and the second the unofficial. If you know the prayer, please join me. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. As the years go by, we can't help but marvel at your unwavering quality of always taking shelter at Krishna's lotus feet, which makes you absolutely fearless. Krishna never gives up anyone who takes shelter and serves him. All others die in vain, writes Narottam Das Thakur. Taking shelter is based on the firm conviction that only Krishna and no one else, not the doctors, not modern inventions in medicine, not wealth, nor connections, only Krishna is capable of offering full protection and maintenance. Then in June 1967, a stroke brought you down. You gave an endearing example of what it means to take shelter. You requested 3 things from your disciples that would help you now. First, bring me a painting of Lord Nrsimhadev. Second, chant the Nrsimhadev prayers and the Maha Mantra for my protection. Stroke means Herzinfarkt. Third, additionally, you asked your servant to recite the prayers of Queen Kunti to you, where Srimati Kunti Devi urgently and famously requested that all the calamities she had to face would happen again because Krishna would unfailingly come to her side during those severe tests. And in this sheltering presence, even the greatest obstacles and misfortunes would miraculously evaporate like dewdrops on the arrival of the morning sun. These are Queen Kunti's words. Vipada Shantuta Saswat Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru Bhavato Dashanam Yatsyat Apuna Bhavadashanam. I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. A few years later, after another health crisis, you expressed your gratitude to Brahmananda for praying for you, saying, whatever the material condition may be, we should just cling to Krishna's lotus feet. You have consistently exemplified throughout your life the importance of taking shelter at Krishna's lotus feet, which serve as a protective umbrella against the unavoidable showers of difficulties that come to everyone in this world. Krishna's lotus feet are not only protective throughout your life, your supreme shelter never left you, and thus you were never alone. What is this alone? You once wrote to a disciple. A Vaishnava is never alone. When I first came to the United States, I was seemingly alone for 1 year, but I never felt alone. I always felt the presence of my Guru Maharaj. Actually, you should know this. You are never alone. Once in Vrindavan, I was driven by a friend through a narrow, winding lane. Suddenly, he slammed on the brakes. 3 children were playing with marbles in the middle of the road, fearless. My driver laughed and exclaimed, "Children, they are fearless because they know the parents are nearby watching." Srila Prabhupada, when I think of you, I see a sheltered devotee whose protective guardian is always close by and keeping an eye on his dependent servant. On your divine appearance day, I request you for your blessings. I can see that the great wave of life, which will bring many unexpected changes into this world, is working. Let me learn from you to be fearless by always seeking the shelter of your lotus feet. Thus I can be sure that the Lord will watch over me. And what can go wrong when your eyes and the eyes of the Lord are upon me? Let me end by saying that I'm forever grateful to have been accepted by you, and that you have blessed me with 3 types of faith that I consider my real shelter. First, the taste for your service. Second, the profound sadhana you introduced. And third, the hopeful life you have given me, with the prospect of one day attaining the divine couple, pleasing them, and establishing a loving relationship with them. Thank you 1,000,000 times and more for being compassionate and patient with your slow disciple, your humble servant. So I wrote this when the request, the annual request came to send in my Vyasa-puja offering. I wanted to express really what, as a learning disciple, I take from Srila Prabhupada, and that is that we are never alone as long as we take shelter in Krishna. Now after this, when Vyasa-puja approached and we came closer to it, I thought, okay, this is the official offering. It will appear in the official distribution outlets. But is there something more that I find in my heart I want to express to Srila Prabhupada? So I went alone, so to say, and thought about my relationship to Srila Prabhupada. There are always 2 aspects. These 2 aspects are there in most of his disciples, at least those whom I know. One is we always feel Prabhupada, even now, as a strict teacher who has high expectations in his disciples and who sets a super high standard. This one side of Prabhupada, the very strict and very high-level teacher. But then there's the other aspect, which is very important for coming generations to also see. It's not just one aspect. There are many other aspects also, but I would like to mention a second aspect. And that is his just unconditional love and mercy. Sometimes in the first aspect, Prabhupada would say, Krishna did not send me any first-class man. And he would chastise his disciples with words that would make you faint. I will not repeat them. Then he said, with tears of love and gratitude in his eyes, you, my disciples, were all sent to me by my Guru Maharaj, and his voice choked with emotion, to help me serve my Guru Maharaj, you know. And then he would sometimes say, all my disciples are pure devotees. So there is a very strict and very high-level teacher, and at the same time, the incredibly forgiving, loving devotee of the Lord, pure devotee of the Lord. And that is necessary to understand Prabhupada's personality. Of course, there are many, many, many more facets and aspects of his personality. So when I thought about this, I wrote the following poem, which I would like to recite to Srila Prabhupada. I hope I get through it. It's a little emotional. My one question to you, my spiritual master, this is how it is opening. Srila Prabhupada, I only need to know one thing from you. Do you still love me? I feel that up till now I have not really satisfied you, because I do not live up to your standard. Everything for Krishna, nothing for me. Yes, I do a lot of activities that I pretend are for your pleasure. Much of it, however, is tinged with my own pleasure seeking. My way of life is to say, everything I do is for you, Prabhupada. But if I sit down and look inside, often there is my own personality inside. I have many excuses. Dedication, yukta vairagya, I do my best, are the camouflage words I use. If I have one qualification in me, I think it is this. When you reached out to save me, I did not resist. I could recognize you as someone who acted out a divine plan of God, a messenger from above. It is also a fact that I'm missing you very much, and the blissful life I have been serving under your direct shelter. Everything at that time was unexplainably easy, clear, blissful, light-filled, totally uncomplicated. I would like to return to this state. What do you think about my idea? Could you not come with a strong, battering ram and bust the iron door to my fortress, invade it, and with the special SWAT force of your mercy, and pull me out of my artificially built bastion? It's like a fortress. In the meantime, I will keep trying to improve, because the real me loves you very much. My only hope is that you will take action and descend to save me for the second or perhaps the third or fourth or fifth or sixth time. to me from the distance just now, my beloved son, you and me were brought together by your sincere prayer and the will of the Lord. You are a blessed child of eternity. Only you have fallen in the mud and need some cleaning. Always remember, don't identify with a muddied mind, but with what's underneath. Then you will not resist when you are purified, and it will be much easier for me and less painful for you to restore you to where you belong, in Radha's blissful company and savor. As far as your question is concerned, of course I love you, always and forever, and I expect from you that you advance. Have you understood so little about our transcendental relationship? Srila Prabhupada ki Sisi Goni Tai ki Gaur Premanande. I made it.
Thank you much for sharing also this second unofficial. I think it was very personal and also had a lot of lessons for us in our guru-disciple relationship. Thank you for sharing. So now I would like to ask Rimati Devdasi to brought the disciple also with us, and she will read the speaker offering to Srila Prabhupada. And we have a garland for Prabhupada. Do we have to share garland?
Hare Krishna. I speak in English. My name is Vimati Devidasi, and I joined this movement in Hamburg, Germany, and one of the first devotees I met was Satyananda Swami in the Bartelstrasse. He was introduced to me as a young boy that was very passionate about playing the violin. and he was, I think we are the same age. He was very young. So before I read my offering, I wanted to, since I wasn't aware of the festival about the 50th anniversary of Radha Madan Mohan, there's a lot of history about the deities, so that many of you may be not aware of. I was married at the age of 17 in Heidelberg. And at that time, so the householders, they were supposed to go and open temples. So we went to Bonn. We opened a temple there. Then there was a lot of police at the time because it was East and West Germany. So Bonn was the capital, the political capital of Germany at that time. So we were chased around with the police and police dogs. And so we decided to change, and then we opened a temple in Cologne, Köln. So and our GBC Hansadutta Prabhu, he came, and he liked that place very much, Cologne Temple. It was near the Rhine River. It was a beautiful house in a neighborhood. So so he decided to celebrate the Nishingadev. I don't know if you remember Nishingadev Chaturasi there. And there was, it was very, I don't know if I should talk about it, but the neighbors, they were not very pleased. You know, smoke coming out of the windows and, you know, big fire sacrifice. And one of the neighbors even counted the shoes outside, you know, 50 pairs of shoes. And the architect who designed that house said, "This is a one-family house. How can 50 people fit in this place?" So they were picketing. We want the Hare Krishnas out, you know. Nonetheless, this place, actually, we received a letter. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. We received a letter from Satsvarup Goswami and said that Srila Prabhupada wants to come to Cologne, to the temple. And we had picked out the room where he's going to stay. And he was, you know, there's a sink here. And so we had it all planned out. But somehow, due to the mercy of the neighbors and the situation, so then they found the Schloss Rittershof. And so then it was Prabhupada's visit was postponed, and he later came to Schloss Rittershof. And so Radha Madan Mohan was not installed yet, and he was situated in the sewing room, which was also the room where Mother Himabati was staying. And myself and Renuka, myself and Himabati, we were sewing the dresses, the first outfits for Radha Madan Mohan before installation. So anyway, so this is something I wanted to relate. So later somehow fate brought me to India, and we had some very close association with Srila Prabhupada. And recently in the 90s, I returned to India, and I never returned. I still live in India, but I'm now trying to settle again in Germany, so please bear with me. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pajarine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paskacha Desatarini Namopamanya Devaya Govramanna Hitacha Jagatita Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisance at your divine lotus feet, which are walking amongst the Surabhi cows in Vaikuntha. The first time I came in contact with Krishna consciousness was through a picture of Krishna worshipping a cow. It was on the cover of a music album produced by George Harrison. It was the Govinda Madhipurushan prayers. It was actually given by my twin brother on my 13th birthday. When I saw that picture, at that moment, I knew that he, Govinda, the Lord of the cows, is my Lord. A God who's kind to animals, he is my Lord. Dear Srila Prabhupada, your divine lotus feet are walking amongst the Surabhi cows on the pasturing grounds of Raj, which are moistened with their milk. I bow down to your lotus eyes that are anointed with love to the supreme cowherd boy, Govinda. Your lotus ears are like a calf drinking the milk of the Vedas. Let my ears taste the constant flow of nectar coming from your lotus lips, glorifying the transcendental pastimes of the two cowherd brothers, Krishna and Balaram. I seek shelter of your lotus hands, which are milking the cows of the Upanishads. Let me taste and relish that delicious nectarian milk called Bhagavad Gita. Your pure mind is always engaged in thinking of this little cowherd boy, Govinda. All your senses are always engaged in the loving service to the Lord of the cows. You are one of the divine cowherds in the supreme abode of Lord Krishna, known as Goloka, the land of the cows. You possess all the four legs of the bull of religion, dharma, which are compassion, austerity, cleanliness, and truth. With the plow of Srimad Bhagavatam, you cultivated our hearts and sowed the spiritual devotional seeds. Now it is up to me to water this creeper of devotional service so it can produce the most valuable fruit, pure love for Krishna. I pray to you, my spiritual father, that I might be able to follow this instruction and live a simple life amongst cows, so that I may one day be reunited with you in the abode of the Lord of the cows. In Srimad Bhagavatam, you explain that the cultivation of devotional service is compared to many material activities. By friction, one can get fire from wood. By digging the earth, one can get food grains and water. And by agitating this milk bag or udder of the cow, one can get nectarian milk. Simply by drinking milk, it can increase the duration of one's life. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his instruction in Bhagavad Gita, advises Go Raksha, which means cow protection. The cow should be protected. Milk should be drawn from the cow, and this milk should be prepared in various ways. One should take ample milk, and thus one can prolong one's life, develop his brain, execute devotional service, and ultimately attain the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. It is essential to get food grains and water by digging the earth. It is also essential to give protection to the cows and take nectarian milk from their milk bags. The essence of your teaching is to live simple, protect cows, and be Krishna conscious. Srila Prabhupada, your instructions are so simple, but yet so deep. You explain that simply by doing agriculture and cow protection, that are the ways to become sinless and thus be attracted to devotional service. You have given us such simple process that even this insignificant servant of yours can get free from sins and become Krishna conscious simply for following your instructions. Had it not been for your divine grace, Srila Prabhupada, where would I be today? I'm but a fool. I'm worthless and useless, but you have given me the opportunity to serve Krishna by serving the cows. I have no capacity to serve you. However, somehow or other, I'm trying to serve you by serving the cows and other innocent animals. I have no other qualifications. I'm not a Sanskrit scholar, nor can I find eloquent words to describe your glory. Here's another quote by Srila Prabhupada. One cannot become spiritually advanced without acquiring the Brahminical qualifications and giving protection to cows. The essence of your teaching is to live simply and be Krishna conscious. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept whatever I can do, and please bless me that I may never forget you. That is my request. I pray that I will never stray away from your divine lotus feet, hoping you will accept this worthless servant of yours, your humble servant, Vimati Dasi. I maintain a herd of 15 cows in Mayapur, and so they are born there. I take care of them, I serve them, and until they expire, and naturally. And Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you very much, Vimati. Very poetic offering centered around Goseo. Thank you also for sharing your memories with Mom.
I try to keep it short.
Yeah, I'm sure you will have more to say. Maybe
There's
the
so
devotees
many things.
can approach you individually if they like to hear more. Thank you so much. Now, we have Chandrasekhar Prabhu here who was offered to read the offering of His Holiness Hridayananda Das Goswami. Very senior Prabhu disciples of ours. So we will hear that offering read by
So this is His Holiness Hridayananda Goswami's offering this year. Dear Srila Prabhupada, as you were leaving this world, you said, try to expand our mission. If you cannot expand it, at least maintain it. Sadly, we were not able to do that, and today your Western mission is quite small compared to what it was under your direct leadership. Thus, it is the duty of your faithful followers to join together in a determined effort to expand your Western followers. You often emphasized that if leading Western countries accepted Krishna consciousness, the world would follow. This was your global strategy to establish Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement as the Yuga Dharma for the whole world. I pray that Lord Krishna empower us to carry out your clearly stated desire for this planet. You gave your life to achieve this most noble goal, and we should give our lives in the same spirit. This will show that we actually understand the Yuga Dharma and the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Your servant, Hridayananda Das Goswami.
So, I'd like to invite Shima Kovacic, please.
Hare Krishna. This is something I've been kind of meditating on for quite a while now and just sort of starting to get it down. There are so many wonderful prayers in the scriptures glorifying the spiritual master, which are relevant when glorifying you, Srila Prabhupada. One prayer that's particularly relevant for me today comes from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Gurvastika, Samsaradava Nalalita Loka, Tranaya Karunya Gana Ganatvam, Praptasya Kalyana Gunanavasya, Bande Guru Sri Charanaravinda. When I consider how you have showered and continue to shower your mercy on us all, in so many ways, I am overwhelmed with a deep sense of gratitude. This ISKCON society, filled with all its joys and challenges, is your mercy. These wonderful festivals which inspire us to give up attraction to the glaring glow of the material world are your mercy. Bhagavat Prasad, by which we can satisfy the most voracious of the senses, is your mercy. The worship of the deities, which gives us the opportunity to see and directly serve the Lord, is your mercy. The association of so many wonderful devotees, inspiring me to surrender to your lotus feet and the lotus feet of the Lord, is your mercy. Your disciples who, inspired and nurtured by you, surrendered to you and Krishna, and thus aided you in firmly establishing this movement for future generations of devotees that will come, to give them shelter from this calamitous material world, is your mercy. Your lectures, a regular daily meditation, enable me to associate with you, to understand you and what you are trying to achieve with this movement, what you lovingly sacrifice your life for. Your most extraordinary shower of mercy is your books, the instructions and realizations of your beloved spiritual master. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur inspired you to devote your life to spreading the mission of Lord Chaitanya through this medium. In your first meeting with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, "You are educated young men. Why don't you preach Lord Chaitanya's Mahaprabhu's message throughout the whole world?" Daily reading and study of your books lifts my consciousness from the depths of ignorance to gaining a glimpse of the spiritual world. Gives me hope that one day I can reawaken my relationship with the Lord. Dear Srila Prabhupada, on this auspicious occasion of your divine appearance in this material world, I pray that you increasingly pour your mercy upon me so that I can assist you in fulfilling your mission and service to your spiritual master. Please deepen my understanding of how you wanted the Lord served. Please guide me and inspire me so that I in turn may inspire devotees around the globe in the service of the Lord. Your fallen servant, Nrsimha Das.
Expressing gratitude, certainly a way to glorify Prabhupada. Blessing. Yes, I would like to ask Srila who is next to lead his offering.
Before I read my offering, I was reminded of a story when Satyanandan Swami said that Prabhupada is not only that strict teacher, educator, guru, that almost inflexible and so high, creating such a standard that is sometimes discouraging because we are not Prabhupada, so it's very difficult to follow. This is a story I heard from a Mekala who passed away. She said she was at the manor and Prabhupada came to the manor, and this devotee who's left the movement years and years, just somehow or other showed up by divine coincidence here, but showed up at the manor the day that Prabhupada came. And when Prabhupada saw him, he said, "Are you going to cook for me?" And somebody whispered to Prabhupada's ear, "Prabhupada, he's eating meat." And Prabhupada he heard it, but he completely ignored it. And he said again, "Are you going to cook for me?" And he was taken aback because all of a sudden, after many years of not seeing devotees, not practicing Krishna consciousness, just showed up, and Prabhupada immediately addressed him and asked him to do personal service of such caliber. And he said, "Yes, Prabhupada, I will." So the next day he cooked lunch for Srila Prabhupada, and then he left and he was never seen again. But you can see that Prabhupada just was an ocean of compassion, not just that anybody falls short and they're immediately kicked out of Prabhupada's net of mercy. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to you, divine grace. It's a bit hard to fathom why I began the daily chanting of 16 rounds 45 years ago, and this is the first time that I write an offering for your Vyasa-puja. It is not that I am shy or have writer's block or don't have anything to thank you for. As a matter of fact, I owe you my life. Year after year, by listening and reading the sincere, devotional, inspiring prose and poetry from your disciples, grand disciples, and well-wishers. I didn't think it would matter if just another lost soul giving you praise and thanks would amount to much. The fact is that all of us had a debt of gratitude to you. You left Vrindavan to come to the West and save us, mostly from our bad choices and ignorance. Whether someone met you personally and got diksha from you, or gets impetus and conviction by reading one of your books 1,000 years from now, we all owe you the same debt of gratitude and have the same access to you, our dearest Srila Prabhupada, as the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. How to repay this debt? We can't, but we must die trying. You wanted to save the world and train us to continue from where you left off. You urge us to become pure devotees. That's the tall order, Srila Prabhupada. You mentioned that if you just made one pure devotee, your mission would have been a success. We must have forgotten such instruction by getting distracted by externals, not eternals, by power, not munificence, by greed, not selflessness, by indolence, not service. I'm shamelessly guilty of every charge that I may dare accuse others of. I deserve no better than what I contribute to your mission. I don't have much hope of getting to please you as you want to be pleased, yet I have nowhere else to go, no one else to turn to, no other goal that one day have a change of heart and become a servant of your servants. Please grant me the necessary means to achieve single-minded determination, the courage to give up sense enjoyment, the fearlessness to be convinced that it is okay to renounce or reject what is a ballast to my spiritual life and accept only what is favorable to my spiritual advancement. I'm sorry about this tale of woe, but I had already anticipated that and thus decided not to write anything for many decades. You said that lamentation is purification, and it is in that spirit that I implore you to give me your blessings to become an instrument of your mission and a recipient of your mercy. My life has no purpose beyond this. Please don't let me forget that you're always there, just as Krishna is omnipresent, and that as long as I keep the association of Vaishnavas, beg for the right to serve you both, and share whatever little I have with other less fortunate souls, I shall be all right. With a straw between my teeth, I beg to remain the servant of your servants. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. I would like to take that opportunity to encourage everyone to actually write offerings to the Prabhupada. Sometimes we think, oh, this is only the Prabhupada disciple, right, or GBC members or so, but actually everyone is invited to write an offering to Srila Prabhupada. And in the German Yatra, we have this brochure that we also offered, a brochure which is published in our Yatra, and everyone is invited also to write for that. But even if you don't want to publish it, you can write it on your own, just on the day of Prabhupada's you can read, go in front of Prabhupada's picture, Murti, and read your offering. It encourages and helps to establish our relationship with Prabhupada. Thank you. And next, we'd like to invite Uta Bhavan Prabhu.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitya Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nivishesha Shinyavadi Paskatya Deshatarini. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your divine lotus feet. Today is your divine appearance day. Today I wish to thank you for giving us the gift of your divine mission. Your mission is our meaning. It is a transcendental adventure of assisting you that has given the highest gift and the highest happiness to the entire global humanity. It is such a mighty blessing. Your gift pervades all aspects of human existence, from family life to leadership to transcendental love. Thank you for allowing us all access to the real culture, the eternal culture of love and devotion that is Krishna consciousness. Please allow us your mercy and the full mercy of your sincere followers who continue to flood this world with your gifts, transforming and saving humanity at every moment. In particular, we want to thank you for the transcendental knowledge and teachings that not only you give us in the books, but that you embody in every aspect of your own character, your words, conversations, and your interactions. It is because you've come upon us, upon the earth, moving throughout humanity, that we can understand that there is a supreme personality of Godhead, a supreme abode where the divine couple exists with all of their associates, and your teachings, your example, your instructions, they give us the key to that world. So on this day and on all days, thank you so much for this gift, which continues to save humanity and allows us to really to find the happiness that everyone is seeking, but very few are able to even understand how to find. Thank you for your divine grace, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
So next I will reply one offering. I also have written a few words of appreciation. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your divine grace. Krishna Shakti Vinanaya Tare Pravartana. Unless empowered by Krishna, one cannot propagate the Sankirtan movement. Understanding your unique position is crucial for the future of ISKCON. What you accomplished is not an ordinary task. Only one who is extremely dear to the Lord and consequently fully empowered is able to spread the holy name around the world. You are the direct Senapati Bhakta, the commander-in-chief of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement, as expressed by Lochan Das Thakur. Being a liberated soul who descended into this world solely to save the conditioned souls,
You were fully empowered by the Lord and the entire parampara. While staying at the Radha Damodar temple, Srila Rupa Goswami personally appeared to you and encouraged you. Don't worry about anything. Go ahead, travel to the west, and preach the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You will be successful. I will be right there with you all the time. Later, on the Chaladutta, on the 13th day of your voyage across the Arabian Sea, you suffered a massive heart attack. But that very night, you had a vision. Lord Krishna appeared along with his other incarnations to assure you that you were fully protected and blessed for your divine mission. Your empowerment by the Lord is undeniable as the rising sun, self-evident to all who have eyes to see. But there is another aspect that makes you even more glorious. You empowered so many others to engage in Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission. There is a proverb: true leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. The way you spread the Hare Krishna movement was by creating leaders, by empowering so many of your disciples. Once you remarked, just as Lord Ram had an army of monkeys to help them, so do I. You transferred hippies into happies, the sinful into pious, the spaced out into paka, and the selfish into selfless. This was your true miracle, not simply producing ashes or a golden egg, but empowering your disciples, and with their help, creating a spiritual revolution. Being empowered yourself and empowering others, this was the secret of your success. Srila Prabhupada, I'm an insignificant soul with many limitations, yet somehow I have now been entrusted with great responsibility. My seniors have encouraged me, placing their hope in me to serve your mission. On this auspicious day of your divine appearance in this world, I pray that you might empower me as well, that I may always remember your instructions and keep your Vani as my life and soul. You made it clear that you have given us all instructions, both verbally and in your books. Today, I specifically pray for your empowerment so that I may serve as one of your GBC men with responsibility for the German-speaking countries, always remembering your guidance. This is from Bhagavatam 3.9.29. Prabhupada says, any person authorized by either the Lord or by his bona fide representative is already blessed, as the work entrusted to him. Of course, the person entrusted with such responsibility should always be aware of his incapacity and must always look for the mercy of the Lord for the successful execution of his duty. One should not be puffed up because he is entrusted with certain executive work. Fortunate is he who is so entrusted, and if he always fixed in the sense of being subordinate to the will of the Supreme, he is sure to come out successful in a discharge of his work. Anyone who takes pride in doing responsible work but does not give credit to the Supreme Lord is certainly falsely proud and cannot execute anything nicely. Srila Prabhupada, I pray that I can imbibe this mood. In doing so, one day qualify myself for true empowerment, so that I may render my service in a way that pleases you. Your aspiring servant, Krishna Prabhupada. Okay, next I would like to invite Manshula Mani, here from the Golokatan community.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, dear Srila Prabhupada. So the task that I had was to write the offering for this book for the Golokadam community. And as Satyanandan Swami also was displaying, this already happened in April. You have to finish the offering quite early so that it gets in the book. So, thank you. So, this offering is in the book, but I had to make just a few adjustments because something happened between then and now. But it's almost serendipitous, almost like a divine intervention, what happened, because we're supposed to have the Radha Madan Mohan festival, Jubilee festival, in June, but now this moved to 2 days ago, so somehow this offering written in April is kind of like connected to that event. It's Srila Prabhupada, you're very mystical. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances in your divine lotus feet. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pachadine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschachadesha Tarine. Srila Prabhupada, as you first set foot on the European continent, it was in 1969, and it was Hamburg, Germany. You had come from New York and landed on an early Sunday morning on the 25th of August, 1969. As always with you, that was the beginning of many, many firsts. You were the very first spiritual master to grace Germany from a long line of Gaudiya Vaishnavas, going back thousands of years, with the most recent appearance in 1486 of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Lord himself, who had advented to spread the Yuga Dharma of this age, the congregational chanting of the Lord's holy names. Although in 1933 your godbrother, Bon Maharaj, had been in Berlin and met a professor who later also went to India and became an initiated disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, it was first upon your arrival that the mission of Lord Chaitanya took significant hold in Germany. You had already in August of 1968 sent a young disciple of yours that you had met in Montreal ahead, named Shivananda. Alone, but blessed with determination to spread Krishna consciousness in Europe, Shivananda had been refused entry in London and had gone to Amsterdam and had finally ended up in Hamburg, Germany, where you had confirmed that he should stay and preach. At first alone, he had, by the time you arrived in August of 1969, gotten some assistance from his godbrothers and also attracted the very first German devotees. On September 3rd, 1969, on the first Jamastami that you celebrated on the European continent, you initiated some of those first German devotees. As you once told your disciples about your Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, you said, my Guru Maharaj was the 10th in the line of Lord Chaitanya. That makes me the 11th. As you were talking to your young devotees with a grave tone as to capture the gravity of your point, you said, you are all disciples and you are the 13th generation in the line of disciplic succession from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not only was you the first Acharya in the Gaudiya line to come to Germany, but you also carried the very first Radha Krishna deities with you to be installed on the European continent in your hand luggage. After staying with the devotees in Hamburg for 2.5 weeks, you boarded a plane for your next destination, London. As you boarded the plane, you again carried the deities with you that you had hoped to install in Hamburg in your hand luggage. You felt that the temple and the devotees were still not ready to receive their lordship, even though you have had the deities worshipped with an arctic on the day of your arrival in Germany in your flat, with most of the devotees seeing this kind of Radha Krishna worship for the very first time. Still in Germany, you had introduced the devotee to the deities, taking him to your room, showing him the makeshift altar in a closet and saying, "You should know, you are actually cooking for them, not for me." At that time, there were only a few installed deities in the Krishna consciousness movement, so the concept of deity worship was very new. But you, dear Srila Prabhupada, were so merciful to the devotees at that time, to kind of letting them in on a deep secret. The deity is none different from Shri Krishna. Just a little more than a month before, you had installed the small Shri Radha Dwarkadish in Los Angeles on the 16th of July, 1969, of their lordship. As you were still in London and very much engaged to get the Bury Place temple ready, you sent Tamal Krishna Goswami and Yamuna Devidasi with Radha Krishna deities to Hamburg to install the deities on the 23rd of November 1969. Another first, Srila Prabhupada, to have American-born devotees perform an installation for the very first time. These deities had been with you in your rooms at the Tittenhurst Manor. Yamuna Devidasi had personally learned how to dress, paint, and decorate deities from you with these deities, and now they had been installed as the first Radha Krishna deities in Europe in your budding International Society for Krishna Consciousness in Hamburg. Later, when the devotees had found a castle and moved to Slottsreddershof, these deities came there as the central attraction of that new German headquarter temple. There, you also personally came in 1974 and held a grand initiation of devotees from many European countries in their presence. Although these deities are 10-inch brass deities, they are still the main yatra deities of Germany, even after 56 years. Here in Golokadam, they are served and worshipped together with the marble Shri Radha Madan Mohan and Shri Gaunitai. As the story goes about the bigger set of marble deities, one of your female disciples was sent to Jaipur to get a large set of deities about 50 or 60-inch size for Paris. But as she saw this gorgeous Radharani of just 16-inch in size, she just had to take her. It took her a few days to find the right Krishna, who is about 20-inch. It's like half the size of what she was supposed to get. To find the right Krishna that would go along with her. As they came to Paris, it was clear that this set of deities were much too small to become Radha, Parish, Ishvara. So they were in a box for some time until Hamsadutta, at that time in charge of management at Slottsreddershof, saw them and asked you if you could take them with him to Germany. Your response: just take them. Back at the Schloss, over the next year, Hamsadutta asked you more than once if these deities could be installed, and more than once your answer was wait. In 1975, without a real authorization, Hamsadutta just arranged for the deities' installation. He did not really inform you that it was done at that time, as it was in his understanding an addition to the already installed and worshipped deities. At the last Mayapur festival in 1977, there was an exhibition along the halls of your newly opened building with pictures of deities around the world. As you toured the halls, you stopped right in front of the picture of these beautiful marble Shri Radha Madan Mohan deities and asked, "Who are they?" As you were informed, "This is Shri Radha Madan Mohan at the Schloss in Germany," your response was, "Oh, they are very demanding deities. They need 9 pujaris." The heart of our Golokadam the heart of our Golokadam temple are these deities, and they are mesmerizing, attractive, and expert to engage all devotees in their service. This year we'll be celebrating the 50-year installation jubilee of the marble Shri Radha Madan Mohan, and since it is not so easy for the devotees living in and daily worshipping those gorgeous deities to understand the full significance of their whole story and your personal involvement in bringing the Chota Radha Krishna deities here, we are trying to get whoever comes by of your disciples to speak of the significance of both sets of deities. And here's a note for the reader and also the listener today. Please also, if you have more information or corrections of what is written here, let us know. The reason why I have written this kind of historical account to you and the deities that we worship is because all the devotees serving here in Golokadam community today should know about the significance and the connection to you that their daily service has. At the last meeting in Mayapur in 1977, where a report of the books printed and distributed in different languages was presented to you, it was in German language 2,125,000 books. How pleased you were to see your books printed and distributed. Nothing pleased you more. So toward this end, and to increase the mood of our temple to solely exist to please you, we have just installed a book room with Sankirtan books in our newly built extension, where every devotee and guest visiting can pick up a stack of your books for a very reasonable price for further distribution. For us, dear Srila Prabhupada, we are simply trying to maintain and expand on what you have personally started. That is our main connection to you. Devotees serving in all capacities in Golokadam are all, except one, our Vishnu Jas Prabhu. All of these devotees are devotees in the 13 or 14 generations, as you have explained in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We know you from your books, from your lectures, and from being engaged in your mission. By now, more than 55 books have been written by your disciples about you and their personal time with you, and we take great solace in reading about you and hearing about you from those who are your disciples. That is all we want. We want to be connected to you, and we want to be absorbed in your mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. We want to represent you to the very best of our capacity. Thank you for all the beginnings and firsts you brought to this place, and for all the devotees you sent and inspired in between then and now. You and all the devotees that served you sincerely are the reason that we have everything and can serve Shri Radha Madan Mohan in Golokadam, ISKCON Abenteuer, Germany today. Written on behalf of all Golokadamis. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare Krishna. We have one or two more offerings, but I also wanted to share a message. I received a message yesterday from Shriji Dasi from ISKCON Heidelberg. Some of you might know her. And she sent me the following message, and I felt it's important to also share this, and then you can also read the offering. So, I wanted to inform you that my dear husband, a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Paragyan Prabhu, left his body on the 16th of June 2025 after a second heart attack. We'll miss him much as he was very dear to Srila Prabhupada. He wrote many poems over the years, and we are now compiling in a book. Hope you're well, your servant Sri Chidasi from ISKCON Heidelberg. So that was a very unexpected message that we lost another disciple of Srila Prabhupada in our yatra. And it is just so when we compiled our Vyasa-puja, a book from the German yatra, actually we received an offering. So I think it would be appropriate to read that offering of Paragya Prabhu. Just a second. Yes. Dear Srila Prabhupada, kindly accept this fallen soul's prostrate obeisances at the sweet-smelling dust of your divine lotus feet on this wondrous day of your glorious appearance in this world of nescience. You appeared by Lord Chaitanya's instructions to universally spread this divine gift of Sri Krishna's sweet holy names, to dissipate this cloud of darkness that covers our true nature, that we are all servants of the primal Lord Sri Krishna. You captured our hearts with your every action, from chanting, sitting, walking, smiling, even your sternness and sometimes your anger at our extreme ignorance, who we really are. All was performed with grace and perfection, and your compassion for us fallen souls knew no bounds. Dear Srila Prabhupada, it has been said that only by your divine appearance the grass is still green on this planet. We all thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for these intimate glimpses you have revealed to us, fallen souls who have forgotten our relation to our glorious sweet Krishna. One day the whole world will know and praise your glories and esteem self. Of this there is no doubt. I offer my prostrated and eternal obeisances unto your sweet lotus feet again and again. Please have compassion on this most fallen soul and allow me eternal shelter under the umbrella of your divine lotus feet. Your most fallen servant, Paragya Das, Heidelberg. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maybe we can also chant together just for the departed soul and in remembrance of him, and praying that I'm sure that Srila Prabhupada is taking care of him. And Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So then, I would like to invite Dr. Miko to read another offering. Dr. Miko is Brahmachari here at the Golokadam temple.
Hare Krishna. First of all, dear devotees, thank you for tolerating me here and forgive me all my offenses. And now to you. O beloved Prabhupada, all glories to you.
Again and again I bow down at your lotus feet. You are the greatest well-wisher. No, you are the savior of fallen souls like me. Only God knows how lost I was, but you turned my world upside down, or rather, you set it back on your feet. Thank you for this from my heart. So that was the official part. Now we become a little bit more personally. Prabhupada, our relationship began from a distance. I know you only from your books. During my first visit in Simhachalam, I developed deep reverence for you, your presence, your teachings, and your work. By your mercy, I was later allowed to stay in an ISKCON center for a few months, but there was no daily activities apart from the Sunday feast. So it was just you and me, from the morning till the night. I was allowed to wake you up. You let me portions of your breakfast, your lunch and your dinner. Meals I was somehow permitted to prepare for you. More bad than right, but I tried my best. You observed me in my clumsy attempts to follow the morning program, how I tried to learn to play harmonium so that I can go on Harinam on a daily basis. Still not the best, but I try. You gave me the opportunity to organize small programs and to cook for the devotees. You gave me confidence, an open ear, grandfatherly affection. I can't thank you enough for that. And now, here in Golokadam, I have the blessings to continue serve you every day. That shows how boundless mercy you are. Thank you for allowing me to wear this clothes through the causeless mercy of your beloved followers. And if I may ask you just one thing, please bless me that I never fall from this position. If this sieve-like brain can retain only one of your teachings, let it be, just give this one life to Krishna. What is the difficulty? Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. So we're almost done with that part of the program. Next, we'll prepare and have Prabhupada on this side, and we'll perform the Maha Abhishek, the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. We do have 6 minutes more. Is there anyone who has prepared or written an offering and would like to read their offering? An opportunity? No? Okay. Then, of course, we can also just start with Kirtan and prepare for the Abhishek. I also just might like to make an announcement that there is a very dedicated team of devotees who organized the publication of this Vyasa-puja book. There's Prabhupada from the UK and Satya Gauranga Prabhu and other devotees. And they're really endeavoring to spread or enhance or increase this culture of writing offerings and glorifying Prabhupada. And for this year, they have launched a new web page. This web page is Vyasa-puja.com, and so online you get a chance to read the Vyasa-puja offering, and not only as a PDF, because so far it was just PDF you can scroll through, but this web page gives you a chance to easily search and find any offering you like to read. And also it has a facility to have translations. So if you like to read the offerings in your own language, that facility is also there. So in this way, they will just try to help, just make this Vyasa-puja offering more accessible to all the devotees. So please visit this site, Vyasa-puja.com. Good. Very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I would like to start with some kirtan and then prepare for the Maha Abhishek.
This is Maharaj's. Yeah.
Just the black.